from Cut Scrap Craft, back with another scrapbook process video for you. So for this one, I decided I wanted to use up some leftover scraps from the Cocoa Vanilla Studio Daydream collection, and there's some Bella Boulevard and some Crepe Paper Magical Forest. I just wanted to use it all up, and since I didn't have any full 12 by 12 papers left in any of those collections, I decided to make my own. I did the package technique with some Tim Holtz Distress Oxide ink, misting spray ink in Speckled Egg, which I got from Paper Issues. Used my code LARS to save 20%. And I just dried it with my heat tool. Kind of dabbed at it a little bit with a tissue to make sure that the heat tool had indeed gotten everything dry, and it had. And now I'm going to start piecing together the rest of my layout. So that's actually the back side of, or it was something. Actually, I think this paper might have been crepe paper, not CVS. But anyway, there was a piece of 12 by 12 paper that had a rainbow on it, and then these were the strips that were in between the rainbow colors. So I had cut the rainbow out and done a different layout with that. And so I had these left over, and I thought, well, I could still do something with them. So I'm just going to put them kind of in the same place that they would have been on their original 12 by 12 sheet, but on this piece, on this mixed media background that I created. And the white cardstock is Vicki Boutin Foundation's paper. I had thought about using just regular, I have a pack of regular white Coordinations cardstock, but I was like, you know what, no, we're going to do the Vicki Boutin. I know it's hard to find sometimes. I like to hoard it, but really, if you're doing the mixed media and you want a really good result, you want to do the Vicki Boutin Foundation's paper. So then to go behind this wood grain rainbow, I'm actually going to use some heart pattern paper from Bella Boulevard. Probably should have put the pattern paper behind it first, but I didn't do that. Still, it's okay. I'm actually going to cut it into sort of like a banner thing. I'm just trying to see how it looks. So this is the photo that I have, and I took this picture. We still use a baby monitor with my daughter. She's 4.5. And it's just nice because, you know, we put her to bed. If she needs something, she just comes to the monitor and asks for it. Or, you know, if she wakes up from a nap, she'll say, can I come out of my room? So it's a nice way to like communicate because it has a two-way microphone, which is definitely something that I would recommend getting in a baby monitor because we can talk back to her. But at nighttime, when it goes into night vision and she gets right up in front of the camera in her room, it's just kind of spooky and hilarious because, you know, then we see like her big face and her big eyes, but it's like in night vision. So I just had to take a picture of it one night and kind of just like document this silly random memory. So right now I'm just trying to cut down the photo a little bit. Originally you could see all the edges of the monitor in it, but I wanted to use that piece of sort of like, what color, like tan pattern paper as that like the matting for the photo. So I needed to cut the photo down a little bit. I think the matting was like 3 3/4 on all sides. So I did just slightly less than that with the photo. And that's something that I think I've said this before, I've really been trying to do more of, is to cut down my photos. Sometimes I like to look at page map sketches because they tell you the dimensions of the photos that you should be using. So if they've cut down a photo and it's really small, they'll say like, okay, this is a 2.5 by 3.5 photo. And you know, okay, I need to cut my photo down. And it's just kind of good inspiration, even if you're not using one of their sketches, it's just a good inspiration to say like, oh yeah, I can cut the photos down, or I can edit them beforehand. If that's what you do, maybe you print them off at home, you can edit them beforehand to make them smaller, or crop them beforehand, whatever you want to do. I don't do that beforehand for the most part. I'm kind of lazy like that. So I cut that heart paper, which is Bella Boulevard, into like a banner. And I put that behind the wood grain rainbow. And then on top, I had these white and blue Vicki Boutin arrow stickers, which I kind of thought went well with, you know, the white and blue background that I had created. And they, like, you know, kind of reminded me of the ending of the border. So I just kind of layered those on top. These are a couple pieces that I'm doing right now that I had put aside specifically for this photo. So there's a Simple Stories thickers word that says hi, and then a Crepe Paper Magical Forest little banner sticker that says cutest kid ever, I think. So I'm just going to put those kind of together to make the title. I don't really need to do anything else, I think, to describe this photo, I'm going to do journaling at the end. So those were like the main things, the main pieces of this layout that I wanted to get done. Now I'm going to try to figure out how to embellish this. Those are Ellie Studio rainbow stickers, which are gorgeous, and they have little stars in there as well. So I'm just trying to kind of figure out where I want to put things and what I want to use. Again, like, I wasn't going off of a sketch for this one. I was just kind of messing around, trying to see what looked good, what worked. And I love when stickers come on clear transparencies because it makes it so much easier to hold it up to the layout and see, okay, before I take this off, where would it look the best? And I'm also really trying to keep with the sort of rule of threes in terms of the embellishments. So I have right next to the photo 2 rainbows and 1 star, and then down by the title I have a star and a rainbow. And okay, so there's only 2 embellishments done there. But because I had the title there, I didn't really think I needed anything else. So these were actually what I'm doing up at the top there. These are parts of the branding strips of some of the papers. I think from Magical Forest. So I'm just going to layer them up. I love using the paper strips in different ways. I never throw them away. I always save them because you never know when you might do like a really minimalist layout or like a mixed media background and then just kind of use the paper strips as the accent. So I'm just going to layer those up and try to remember what order I had them in. That's always, I hate when you put stuff down on the paper and then you pick it up and then you're like, oh wait, how did that go? Some people take pictures. They kind of like lay out everything first and then they take pictures of what they've laid out so they don't forget. I should really do that, but I'm using my phone to film this, so it wouldn't have been easy to go back and forth to take a picture on my phone and be filming this at the same time. So I just need to trim off the little edges there, and then I'm going to add that card, which is from the Magical Forest collection. It says "Best Kid Ever" on it, and it's written on like old-fashioned writing paper, or not old-fashioned. I mean, it was the kind of writing paper that I learned to write with when I was in like first grade. So it has like a school, very childlike vibe, and I'm just going to add some more of those cool rainbows, very much sticking to the sort of rainbow theme going on here. I made sure that the border strip that had the rainbow pattern on it was on top so we could see that. Now I'm like, I need more embellishments. So I have an IKEA knockoff organizer on my desk, and that's where I kind of keep stickers and that type of thing that I can use on whatever layout I'm working on, just sort of like a quick, easy go-to. Let me just grab from here and see what's there. So those are Vicki Boutin Storyteller stars, and they most of them are black and white. Some of them have gold tips, but there are some really tiny ones that are all gold. So I'm actually going to use those very tiny gold ones just to kind of fill in some spaces, just add a little extra something. And then I also have Amy Tangerine late afternoon stickers, and I love those stickers, but I gotta tell you, like, I don't know, I have a hard time figuring out how to use them. I was doing another layout during a Paper Issues Live, and I'm like, I really want to use one of these stickers, but like the shapes weren't right, or the arrows were in the wrong direction, the banners were facing the wrong way. Like nothing was really working very well for me. So I will look at that sheet again for this layout. What I stuck down there was a Heidi Swapp old school sticker, and I cannot remember what it said. But it was just, I wanted to put it down. I think it was like "You Do You" or something like that. Just again, kind of trying to like layer up a title there down at the bottom. So those are the late afternoon stickers that I'm talking about right there. And I got most of this stuff from the Paper Issues store. Again, use my code LARS to save 20% off. That code is good through December 31st, 2020. After that, I will no longer be on the Paper Issues design team, but it's been a really fun experience. I think I'm only going to be doing one design team for 2021, at least the first half of it. Sometimes you just have to like limit your commitments a little bit, and then when you're ready, get back into it a little bit more. And so see there, like I used that Amy Tangerine sticker. I really, really love it, but it just didn't really go. It wasn't what I was looking for. It just wasn't what I was looking for. So I pull some of my little journaling tabs, and I thought maybe the LU Studio, but I wanted to cut out a pretty little studio one just to see what it would look like if I placed it on top of the rainbow right next to the photo. And you do have to fussy cut those out, which is kind of annoying, but it's fine. because they look really nice when you're done. So I'm going to stick this right behind the photo, and I do end up liking the way that looks. It's a pretty good size for the story that I want to tell, the type of journaling I want to do. I just had to move one of those tiny little stars down just a smidge. And then I'm going to do the journaling, and that's pretty much going to be it for this layout. So definitely stick around for the close-ups. They're going to follow, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more scrapbook process videos, because there's definitely going to be more of these happening in the new year. Let me know below in the comments if you're making any scrapbooking New Year's resolutions. What are you watching me do here? I'm trying to figure out what the date is of this photo, because as always, I didn't write it down before I cut the photo and adhered it down, and I couldn't tell what the numbers were on the back because I had cropped it off. So I'm gonna have to go back through my online album and see if I can figure out what the specific date was, but it doesn't really matter because it's just a general photo. It can go kind of anywhere in my 2020 album. So yeah, I'm just going to write down my little journaling, and then I'm going to call it a day. So again, thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I will see you guys next time for another scrapbook process video coming up real soon.